And the reason you're not making sales is because you're not showing up in a professional way. Being responsive and showing up and talking to people in your DMs as a business owner is more and more important every single day. Well, hello there, friends, and welcome back to the podcast. This is podcast episode number 414. We're going to talk about some non-negotiables when it comes to marketing in your business for 2024. Like, I'm going to go over 4 things that you have to, like, must. There's no, I don't wanna, there's no, I can't figure it out. There's no, I think I can do business without this. Like, I'm going to talk about 4 things you've got to be doing and have in 2024 if you want your business to be relevant at all. And so listen, I know that if you are watching this on YouTube right now, you're like, okay, first of all, she has straight hair. I know. It's, I do it a couple times a year. And right now I'm in my soft wave era. Okay. So there's that. Also, I know that I'm wearing black and brown together, which I would have thought was a no-no, but then like I saw somebody else do it and I'm like, hey, it works. So I'm trying the whole black and brown together, which is very different than my pops of color, but I'm here for it. New year, new wardrobe. Okay, listen, let's talk about new year, new business. All right. So first of all, what I know can happen sometimes in, the beginning of the year is everybody's all excited about all these changes that they want to make, all these goals that they want to set. There's unicorns and lucky charms, and it's very sexy to be at the beginning of a new year. Well, now we're at the end of January, and it's like, okay, now what? Because this is a time when you start off really strong, but then you end up feeling overwhelmed. You end up possibly feeling stuck. You end up thinking, okay, I had 26 goals to accomplish this year. We're already 1/12 of the way done, and I haven't even started yet because I'm kind of like spiraling, just not sure what to do, not sure where to focus first. And so one of the things I always like to tell my coaching clients is let's focus on what is revenue generating. Okay. Because if you have a business that is not making money, then you just have a really expensive hobby. You actually don't have a business. You have a very expensive hobby. So I want you to get to where the business is generating revenue as it should. That's what businesses do. Okay. So first, let's just talk about focusing on what's going to make money. But what I want to talk about is like the 4 things that you have to have because you possibly are not making money because you don't have these 4 things. Okay. So these are all non-negotiables when you are running an online business. And I want you to stick with me to the end of this podcast episode because I do have a really big announcement, something that myself and my team have been working on for about 6 months here at Team Allwood. And I'm announcing it to the public with fear and trembling and also complete excitement. So stay till the end. Okay. All right. Let's talk about the 4 must-haves. The truth is they all involve technology to a degree. All right. So listen, there are some people, teenagers, people whose brains are different than me, techie people, accountants, etc. Who there are some people like those that like love technology. I probably do not fall into that category. Okay. I love social media, but in terms of like developing things and setting things up, like I'm always going to have a VA probably do that for me. And so I don't love being the one that has to put things into play. I don't love like the nitty gritty of tech, but I do love what the tech allows me to do in my business. And I understand the value of it. Like it doesn't matter if I, want to build out a website or not. Like the truth is there's a website that's got to be built. And so, I think we're at this place in business where there are certain things that just they have to be put into place if you're going to be relevant, if you're going to be taken as seriously, if because sometimes you're not making money because people are looking at what you're doing and they're like, wait a second, is she legit because she doesn't have this or because she doesn't have that? And so I know that some of you are not techie either, but I'm going to tell you that the 4 must-haves for 2024 that you've got to have in your business, they all have to do with tech. Okay. So number 1 is an email list. You guys have heard me talk about this. You have heard other online influencers, doing freebies and things on how to build your email list. And the truth of it is because you will have the highest ROI, return on investment, for people being on your list. We run ads anymore to get people on my list versus to get them into one of my courses or groups or mastermind because the return on investment is so much higher. So we have, 100,000 people on my email list. We have 600,000 on my social media. So I have 6 times the social media following that I do to an email list, right? And we clear out that email list all the time, by the way. Nell's constantly like cleaning it and telling me she got rid of 8,000 people. And I'm like, no, but we hover right around the 100,000. and have just, for this last year in terms of how many people are on our list. When we go to sell anything, when I go to get signups, when I go to ask people to join me in a webinar, when I ask for applications for my mastermind, what's shocking to me is 3/4 of our sales come from our email list and not our social media, where I have 6 times the amount of followers. Does that make sense? In 2024, if you don't have an email list and you're not using it strategically, you are leaving money on the table and you are missing out. It's just absolutely the way things are. And I need for you to think of things like, what are you going to do if your social media accounts go down? What if you can't, get a hold of your group, your paid group that you've got everybody into a Facebook group, if Facebook goes down? How are you going to communicate with them if you don't have them on email? How are you going to handle, like, what if we ever have a time when they come, all of social media goes down? I know last week, Voxer, which we use for our top tiered clients in my mastermind, Voxer was down for a couple of hours, 3 out of 4 mornings in a row. And so there has to be other ways you can communicate with people. It's got to be an email list. Okay. It's direct communication with your audience. It helps to build a relationship, build that whole know, like, and trust factor. And it's so important for customer retention that you have another way just besides a Facebook group or, Instagram to keep track of one another and to communicate. Okay. So you have to have an email list in 2024 and you have to use it. It's not enough just to have one. You've got to be using it. You've actually got to send the emails. And if you're sitting on the other side of listening to my boring voice right now, and you're like, I don't know what to send in an email. That's bull. Can I just say that? That's bull. You get approximately 100 emails in your inbox a day. You see what everybody else sends, and you're trying to tell me you don't know what to send. And I'm going to say, I don't believe that. You're going to tell me I don't have any idea how often? Well, never is not a good option. Okay. So this is Spicy Jen, by the way. We're breaking out Spicy Jen in 2024 because you have to change some things in your business this year. You have to. It is more than time for some of you. You've got the business, you've got it started, you're making a little bit of money. How are you going to get to that next level? You're going to get your email list going. You're going to make sure you're using your email list. And if you're like, I don't know what to send, well, look at what other people in your industry are sending. Send some tips, send some tricks, send a give. You're giving them your favorite links that have something to do with your industry. Send a recipe if you're in the wellness space. Send them links to your favorite podcasts. Send them a link to me. Ask them to join your group. Ask them to get into your coaching. Ask them to send you a reply on why they haven't done that yet. Like, you see the types of emails that you're getting. You just don't want to do the work because you're scared that there won't be a return on that time and emotional investment for you. And the only way that you're going to see is if you actually start doing it. The other thing about email is if you're not in front of your email audience, you will become completely irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. If it's been 6 months since you sent an email, I guarantee you the first time you send an email, you're going to get a ton of unsubscribes. You want to know why? Because people are going to be like, wait, who's Jennifer Allwood? What did I sign up for? What list did I get on? So you can't be having huge gaps in the time that you email people. Okay, so that was number 1. Ooh, calm down, Jen. My doctor would say, calm down, Jen. You gotta get your blood pressure down. Second thing, you got to have a landing page. Okay, so landing page is not the same as a website. Okay, it's because a landing page is just one pager. So right now, if you go to jenniferallwood.com, you can go to my book at the top. You can go to my podcast. You can go to work with me. You can go to testimonials. You can go to Jennifer Allwood Home. So there's like places you can go. A landing page is different. There's no like navigation like that at the top. You hit a landing page and you've landed there. There's nothing else to do other than maybe that's a place where you're going to sign up for something. You're going to pay. There's a buy now button. That's a place where you're going to put in your email and somebody's going to send you a freebie. But this is how you direct people to your services. And this is how you're going to be generating leads. Okay. It is so much simpler than a full website. It's faster to set up. It's easier to set up, but you've got to have that in order to look professional so that people know you're actually like a professional business. This is where your online business has to have a home. And so yes, we have a full website, but I've also just got landing pages for people to go sign up for my mastermind, to go sign up for a webinar if we've got one happening. Because then what you do is you send the link to that landing page. You share that everywhere. You share it in your emails for people to sign up for something. You share it on your social media, in your link in bio on Instagram, but you have to have a landing page. There has to be some place where people can do something with you. If you're thinking that you can just post something for sale on Facebook and have them DM you for payment, like that doesn't work anymore. It hasn't worked in years. If you're wondering why your business is stuck, hasn't grown, it's possibly because you've got to up your level of professionalism. No one wants to give their debit card to somebody whose business does not look professional. So you've got to have a landing page. Okay, number 3, you've still got to be doing social media. Does it stink? Yes. Is reach awful? Yes. Is it a time suck? Absolutely. Is it even worth it? Still, yes. Okay. Listen, when someone says to me, hey, Jen, next time you're down at Bougie on the Beach, you should go to this new restaurant. Okay. And let's just say, like, one of my favorite restaurants down there is Shankgoli. Okay. When I figured out that I love this place called Shankgoli, it's in this cute town called, is it Grayton Beach or is it Dunallen? Doesn't even matter. Anyway, but I went to see if they had an Instagram because anytime I like a restaurant, I like following them on Instagram because they have great food pictures. Have you ever noticed that? And maybe it's just me that likes to look at food pictures. I don't cook, but I like to eat. And so I like to look at food pictures. So like I hear of a business that people are like, you've got to go try it. Instantly, I'm going to go to their social media because that's where they've built brand awareness. And this is where you're going to see, like, do they actually have an audience? Have they like built trust and knowing and liking with their audience? Are they communicating with their audience? Do you want to follow them? This is where you go in order to see if a business is actually legit. You go to social media. So if you have been dragging your feet, I don't want to get a business page and I hate Instagram or whatever excuses you believed last year, this is a different year. You can't have a business and not have social media. You can't be doing all of your things on your personal Facebook profile. You just can't. You can't. It's not professional, friends. And the reason you're not making sales is because you're not showing up in a professional way. All right. So is it even worth it with the reach being so low? Okay, well, listen, if I can get one of my posts in front of, let's just say 1,000 people, even though I have 100,000 followers on Instagram, if I can get 1,000 people to see a post, I want for you just to imagine for a second, because I know the numbers on that are terrible, right? It's 10% or what have you. Let's just say we can only get it in front of 100 people. So that's 1%. But how powerful would it be if I could imagine, like, that's 100 humans standing in front of me? Yes, it's on the internet, but I want you to imagine 100 people standing in front of you that you get to tell about your business. And yet we're like, wah, reach is terrible. Yes, it's terrible. What is your other plan? Are you going to go door to door and sell your services? Are you going to resort back to mailers like it's the year 2005? Because that's what I did then. Would you also like to fax potential clients? Like, what other option do you have? It's 2024. This is part of owning a business. You've got to be on social media. Does it take time? Yes. Is it frustrating? Yes. But it's also so important for your business, friends. Okay. And so hang tight here to the end because I want to tell you about something that will make your social media like planning easier, but you've got to be on social media. And I can tell you that one of the most powerful things about social media is your DMs. I talk to so many people in my DMs. I have literally told the Lord, if I am ever too busy to be able to, or to not respond, to not be able to respond to some of the people that send me DMs, like I probably don't deserve the platform that you've given me anymore. And I mean that. I love my DMs. I love when people send me Instagram DMs. I love getting to talk to them there. I love building that know, like, and trust with people. And they may or may not become a client eventually. But in a world that is just like so faceless and where we are more connected than ever, but also lonelier than ever, being responsive and showing up and talking to people in your DMs as a business owner is more and more important every single day. Okay. So come on your social media. You can do this. You've got to. All right. Last thing. You've got to have a way in order to take money on social media in 2024. You've got to be able then also to deliver what people are paying you for. You've got an ebook. Well, you've got to have a place where they buy it. You've got to have a way that like auto sends that to them. You're trying to get people into your paid group. Okay, great. You've got to have that landing page where they click pay now. And then you've got to have something, an autoresponder that sends them an email saying, hey, this is where you go to get into the group. This is what you can expect next. This is your receipt, all those things. Like you can't do manual invoicing anymore. You can't be requesting a Venmo payment, a PayPal payment, a check in the mail. Like that doesn't work. because there's so much psychology for sales in terms of what your client feels. If they feel like it's a hard, clunky process, you guys maybe will remember a podcast episode I did a while back. Jason and I were talking about just like, can you make it easy for me to give you money? I was talking about a landscaper that we were using in another state for one of our rental properties, and they wanted me to like Venmo their wife. And I'm like, this feels like a lot of hoops to jump through. Can you just make it easy and keep it simple so that I can just give you the money that we've decided upon? Keep it simple for your customers. But you've got to like automate that process with the assumption that maybe right now you're just selling onesies and twosies, but hopefully you're going to be selling twinsies and 30s and hundreds and hundreds. And so like start putting things into place now, preparing for this to be successful. Listen, in 2024, like we can't think to ourselves, okay, I can set up the professional stuff later, because it's got to be set up now to get the sales. You're thinking, once I get the sales, I'll set up all this techie stuff. No, you're not getting the sales because this stuff isn't set up at the beginning. Does that make sense? I need for you to have a shift in your thinking. And I know it can be frustrating because there's a lot of time and energy and money that is often spent like guessing your way through, well, where should I put the landing page, and where should I put my course at, and where should I host it, and where should I set up my email? And if you're like me, you sign up for things and then you're like, okay, this isn't what I needed. How do I get out of this? Dang it, I paid for it for a year because it was cheaper. And then you have all these like platform subscriptions and all of these softwares that you either don't need or don't know how to use. Is it just me? Maybe it's just me that does that. And so I told you to stay put to the end of this podcast because I have a really exciting announcement for you. And I want you to know this announcement we have been working on this. I would say we're at 8 months right now on this project. We have created for you guys an all-in-one marketing platform. It's called Equipped 360. You guys might remember whenever you're like, what is it called again? Remember I did a conference 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago, before my book launched, and it was called Equipped. And so it's a play on that, because this is what's going to equip you for everything you need in your business. That's why it's 360. Okay. It's also spelled EQUIPT, just to be jazzy. So Equip 360 is our new all-in-one software that prevents you guys from trying to guess your way through the tech. It prevents you from trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to take payments, Jen? Well, Equip 360 can do that for you. Okay, well, where do I go to create this landing page and this professional website? Equip 360 can do that for you. How can I schedule my social media? Equip 360 can do that. How can I schedule calls with potential clients? Guess what? How can I host a webinar? How can I host a course? Where do I put my membership content like at? Like, where does it sit at, Jen, until people need it? Equip 360 is the answer to that. It takes payments for you. It schedules your social media. It helps you to manage your DMs. It is an all-in-one marketing platform. This is one platform with one logon, instead of you having to pay for 10 different things, 5 different things, 17 different things to manage your business. You log in one place, you manage it all. And I am so excited to tell you guys about that. So I want you to run over to equipped360.com. Again, it's EQUIPT 360.com, and see what we have for you. See what we have in store for you and your business. If you're like, 2024 is my year, this is the year the business is going to grow. This is the year. Oh, hi, puppy. If you're watching on YouTube, that's Lola. Hello, Lola. Hello, Lola. Isn't she pretty? She matches my vest, actually. But if this is the year that your business is going to do something different than last year, you have to make sure you've got an email list going, a landing page going, your social media going, and a way to take money from people. Those are like non-negotiables. And Equip 360 can help you with all of those. So I hope you're as excited as we are about that. I hope that you'll go over to the website, equip360.com. Figure out how you can sign up for that, figure out what your options are, what it is that you need. Myself and my team, we are so excited about this. Again, this has been a huge project. It's taken a lot of time from my team. It's taken a lot of cash from me. It's taken a lot of different people working and creating. But the truth is, like, if you're like me and maybe somebody who doesn't love tech, the fact that it's all in one place is a game changer. The fact that it is all in one software, so you only have to learn one instead of 7 different ones, game changer. If you can't afford for somebody else, to set up your website and also create your landing page and also start your email list and all those things, this is where you can learn how to do it. This is where you can get trained on doing that. And this is where you can do it all yourself, all in one place. So I hope that's a fun, exciting announcement for you guys. It's fun and exciting for us. So go take a peek, see at that. Let me know in the YouTube comments below if you've done that. And I'll see you on the podcast next week, friends. Until then, bye-bye. Easton, I'm so hot. I felt like I was going to combust. Was my excitement like level 5, or is it just me thinking it was? This is a hot flash, which you'll never understand, son.